cameras that are detecting your presence, that are tracking you in some way, and then creating the content of the artwork. So it's not the only kind of art that we do at the studio. We have another set of exhibitions called trackers, which are all live cameras, so it's no archival material. And we have another set of exhibitions called crashers, which are basically computers designed to fail, and so on. So we have generators, we have glories, and so on. Today for recorders, we have two pieces which are brand new that have been commissioned specifically by MCA, and we think that they work nicely. I'll show you and point to them. The oldest work that we have is from the year 2000. The very first piece in the show is this one. It's called Please Empty Your Pockets. It was a piece from last year. And it's a conveyor belt not unlike what you might find at an airport. And you're asked to deposit the contents of your pockets in this end right here. And then let that go under a scanning head. And all the scanning head does is it adds it to a database of 600,000 objects that pass under it. And then as the object appears on the other side of the conveyor belt, it appears together with all of these objects, an image of itself. So this work and most of the works in the show are inspired by the work of Adolfo Bioy Casares. He's an Argentinian writer who in 1941 wrote a novel called La Invención de Morel, Morel's Invention. And if you haven't read it, it's a beautiful book. It's just been re-released in English because the first edition was sold out. Borges called it the perfect novel. And in this novel, the protagonist falls in love with a woman. Except the woman is a recording. She's a three-dimensional projection from a new post-photographic device that can capture presence in 3D, ghost-like person. And this protagonist falls in love with her and wants to be a part of her life, and or a part of her recording. This project is very much inspired by this idea that absence and presence are coexisting. At any given time, these two things are not mutually exclusive. The objects that we have are imbued with memories of the past. And so in a lot of these shows, including Please Empty Your Pockets, this very first piece, you will see that at work. What we will ask you is, we'll do the tour. Please don't try the pieces now so much, so that we get a chance to do this swiftly, and then, you know, we'll go off and try them. But what you will see is that in all cases, the artworks have nothing to see. There is nothing. This is an empty white table. And it is only when you deposit your objects, only in the act of participation, that you can take away the images from the past. So pretentiously, I take this statement from Frank Stella. Do you remember in minimalism, he's saying, what you see is what you get. This idea of the presence of the artwork. We're saying here, what you give is what you get. So in all cases, the accumulation of memories is what becomes the artwork itself. And it becomes, you know, kind of fun as time goes by. With this piece, for instance, in Manchester, you would not believe the stuff that people end up putting into the belt. Things like amulets or knives or condoms or drugs or whatever. And so the piece keeps on growing with the public, and we'll see what happens here in Sydney. Before we move to the next stop in the tour, I'll tell you a little bit about these two pieces that we have on the side. One of them is just a small mirror. It's like a bathroom mirror. Except behind the mirror, there's a face tracking algorithm, like a little camera that detects where your face is. This is in fact an Australian technology from a camera company called Seeing Machines, which is quite ominous. It just finds you, and you know, once it acquires your eyes, it never lets go. And then there's a tiny little laser projector which is hidden behind the mirror, which basically subtitles you. It puts a word on your forehead. And the word, and once you get the word on your forehead, you can't get rid of it. It follows you. And the word is autopoiesis. And autopoiesis is a term coined by Chilean Humberto Maturana and Francisco Varela, which are neuroscientists.